Okay, I think we waited 5 more minutes. So let's start with the session. So thank you. Welcome again to the today's session on Azure Fundamentals. And we'll be going through the fundamentals of Azure, and our trainer Robin is going to be taking you through the session for the next 6 hours. So I just want to greet you guys in and share the basics of today's session, that the session is recorded. Some people were asking if the question, and the recording of the session will be provided to you guys through YouTube. And secondly, there is a certificate of participation, and that you need to fill out the form that I'll be sharing at the end of the session. So at the end of the session, the form will be shared. You can fill out the form, and after 2 hours, that will be processed to your email that you have provided in the certificate. Okay. And also, our community link is shared in the chat box. If you're interested to be participating in the upcoming session, next week we have Azure Security Fundamentals as well. So if you are interested, feel free to register for that. I will be sharing the link in the chat box. And there is going to be a lot more Azure related session that is going to be happening in our community. So make sure you join one of the community that I've shared. Okay. That is all from my side, and the session, we can get started with session, and over to Robin.
Hey, thank you, Sureka. So this background music, uh,
Maybe
can we?
from my presentation,
Yeah.
you can do your presentation so that
Okay. That's
or
good.
share your screen so
Great.
that it stops.
Okay, so thank you, Sureka. So I hope the intro, it's been all right. I can see there is a few people are raising the hand here. So in case if you have any general question, team, before starting the session, I can see Saizan and EJ has been raising some couple of questions. Can you post the questions on the chat, please? So myself or should I can able to answer that. So like there is two people are raising the hand, so look like they got some questions.
Yeah, I did acknowledge that a little bit earlier, but it seems like
Okay.
they haven't posted their
Oh, they are not. Okay,
questions.
got it. I think then we are good to start, right, Suraj?
Yes, we are good
Great,
to start.
great. So thank you, team. Happy Saturday, everyone. Once again, appreciate everyone for joining this training program. And as already Suraj has been mentioned, we are doing a lot of webinars on, especially on in the Microsoft technology, like cloud. We do one in the security component, Power BI, and a lot more on the Microsoft technology here. So there is a active channels and the community links are available, which already Suraj has been shared on the chat. We request everyone to join that link. That will help you to get a notification on what our upcoming programs we have, so you can able to join here. So we have a active WhatsApp link also available. There you can see a lot of addition to the training, any changes or outages been happening on the Microsoft. We used to upload all the details on that WhatsApp channel. We have a active Facebook link also. It's been available here. That's about quick intro about the facility side here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Robin. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, so especially on working on in a cloud security, cloud designing and implementation. I have 18 years of experience. Started my journey with MS-DOS, then started working on in a Microsoft operating system, then moved on in a virtualization, and last a decade working especially on in a engineering role on into the multi-cloud here. So take care about multi-cloud like Microsoft Azure, then Google Cloud, especially the focusing area it's on into the architect designing and the implementation and security side here. So today we planned for a quick webinar on in a Azure fundamentals. We have seen like a lot of people are decided like they want to move on into the cloud here. Last couple of years, you may be working on in a legacy kind of a model, so they want to move on a journey on into a cloud computing. So we decided to host a webinar on in Azure fundamentals. This talks more about understanding about a cloud computing, what exactly the cloud computing is, how this has been different from the on-premises one, and in case if someone has been moving the technology on in a cloud computing, what are the benefit you are getting here. So that is a agenda for this program here. So definitely we'll be covering about a couple of topic in case if you want to move on into cloud computing, what are the certifications are readily available here, and in case if I need to go for any kind of a certification, what is the right roadmap we need to adopt it also here. So that is a couple of the topics we'll be covering on in the today's session here. Now, let me share my screen here. I hope you can able to see my screen. Just give me a second. Great. So we'll be starting a program called Cloud Fundamentals here. So we'll be starting from the first point, like why do we need or why should we lean cloud computing here? Because many of them having a doubt, like I'm working as a leadership role, or I'm working as in a Windows administrator, or it's like I'm working as it's a Linux administrator. So we should be learn the cloud computing here, or in case if someone is been decided like I want to move on journey on into cloud computing, where do I begin? Because if you start working on in a Microsoft, or if you take any other cloud service provider, you may be able to see there are different certifications or different programs are available here. So always we have a question, which certification I need to take first, which one needs been like I need to take the next, or what is the advanced level, or what are the certification is been relevant to my job role here. So we'll have a quick intro about the certification path here. What are the certification Microsoft is been supported, and what are the option is been available on in the cloud side here. Now, before moving on into the technical side here, let's have a small intro from your side here. Let's have a quick intro from your side. What is your experience on in a cloud computing? What is the current technology you are working here? Can you comment it on the chat? Just giving a quick intro from my side. I have 18 years of experience on in a cloud computing and Microsoft technologies here. Can you comment on the chat? What is your experience? Which vertical you are working currently, and from where you have been connected, and what is your expectation from this training program here? Can you comment on the chat, please? We have a lot of members who's been joined, so going around the table, it's going to take a lot of time here. So better, can you just comment it on the chat, please? So thank you, Art is saying like not a beginner here. No worries out here. So we'll try to help you know experience. Okay, great. We have a asset. Better to type your country also from where you have been connected. So I'm a student and I want to learn about Azure. That's been great. And I have a few people like it's been commenting here. It's been like a new to the cloud here. Okay, great. I would like to pass AZ900 exam. Okay, you can see here. You can see like you have a session is being available. Like you can see. No knowledge on for the cloud computing here. Okay, great. Okay, great. So that's about intro part here. Now, first of all, like we'll start with the first question here. Now, everyone has been talking about cloud computing here. So let me ask a simple question to everyone here. Now we are discussing about moving on to the cloud computing, right? My first question, what is the reason you decided you want to move on into the cloud computing? Let me ask this question to everyone. What is the reason you think why should we learn cloud computing here? So let me ask this first question to everyone here. Where should we learn cloud computing? What is your understanding? Can you just comment it on the chat? What is the reason from a personal perspective or business perspective? What is the advantage you are going to get if you are moving on into the cloud computing here? I can see there is a couple of answers are coming on the chat here. It's Vincent is saying we are going to get a efficiency and convenience here. Henad also it's got a option like it's like a cost effective solution here. And Leo is saying we are getting a benefit efficiency or a high availability. That is a answer we are getting. Okay. So what do you think where should we learn cloud computing here? So where should we learn cloud computing? Okay. So this is the first time. High availability is the one benefit you are seeing here. Okay. So possible I'll write it like this here. If you take any organization here, you maybe notice here the industry is currently it's been moving on into the cloud computing. We'll agree with this one because if you take any organization, currently all your business or all your organizations, it's got a lot of huge demand on in a cloud computing or artificial intelligence, right? So basically, this is giving a career opportunity for me. Yes. So AG is very pointed. It's rightly pointed here. It's providing me a better career for me, right? Because wherever you're working, you can move internally, or if you are switching your job, technically you are getting a better job with a high salary here. So wherever you are looking you are going to get a better job here, right? And that's maybe like the bread and butter for you, right? That may be the first reason, including me or a Surag or a EJ or a Maria or it's Jamaica. Everyone has been decided I learned the cloud computing, so that will give you a better job for me. That is the first reason. Now, if you consider from a business point of view, it's giving you a feasibility of global reach, right? So wherever you want to implement your service, tomorrow if you want to go for any kind of implementation of your solution, you can able to go and implement on any country or any location. You don't need to worry about your data center. You don't need to worry about your data room available in that location here, because Microsoft and all the cloud service providers are providing data center across the globe here. So that means tomorrow if you want to host a server in Africa, or in case if you want to host your server on in a Switzerland or in a Canada or any other region, it's been easy for you to host the applications here. Make sense? And definitely you are going to get a features like a scalability or a flexibility or a cost efficiency, or you are going to get a lot of career opportunity, high availability and automation efficiency, everything here. We'll discuss one by one here. So in a short, cloud computing is going to give you a better career opportunity to each and everyone here. So that may be the first reason here, right? So I just pasted one lecture note on the chat here. Where should we learn cloud computing here? I just pasted on the chat. Possible you can copy that one here. So this, as an individual or as a person, it's going to give you a lot of job opportunity for you. Now we'll discuss about cloud computing or a cloud models in the next stage here. Now when you go back on into your market, or when you start working on in your real-time scenario, you may be heard about there are many players are available in the market here. You may be able to see there are many players available, right? For example, you can able to see Microsoft is the one leading vendor, or it's going to be the one leading player in the market who provide a cloud solution to us here. So the cloud solution available from Microsoft, it's basically known as Microsoft Azure. So the cloud product available from Microsoft, it's basically known as a Microsoft Azure here. And Amazon also, it's been a leading vendor. And you may be already knowing that the cloud solution available from Amazon, it's basically known as AWS. Makes sense to you? So the cloud solution available from uh, Amazon, it's known as a AWS, and the cloud product available from a Google, it's known as a GCP. So when you start working on in your project or when you start searching your job, you may be able to see you have a job opening, or in your project you may be using a cloud solution, either it's from a Microsoft, or it may be from a Amazon, or it may be from a Google. And don't sit with the perception only these three players are available. No, in market you can able to see a lot of other players also, like Alibaba, HP, VMware, or a Salesforce, Rackspace, Red Hat, Oracle, Adobe. There are many players are available here. Now all together, any company who can able to provide cloud solution to us here, that basically known as a CSP. So what is the word we are using? It's not as a CSP. What do you mean CSP? CSC stands for Cloud Service Provider here. So any vendor who basically it's been like it's basically it can be able to like able to provide a cloud solution, that basically known as a cloud service provider here. So the cloud service provider will be providing you a lot of services here. That's called infrastructure as a service, or they may be providing platform as a service, or a software as a service. So they may be able to see a lot of players are available on in the market here. Is that point is pretty clear? So any provider who can able to provide the solution on in the cloud, that basically it's been knowing as a cloud service provider here. So you can able to see there are many players are available on in the list here. So you may be able to see like there are many companies are available here. So I'm just pasted the details on the chat here. Now you can see here Amazon product. It's been like you have a products are available here. So these are the list of the vendors you can able to see in the market here. I'm just pasting on the chat. Give me a moment here. I'm just pasting the list of the cloud service providers on in the market here. Give me a second. Can they work be integrated? Yes, John. So when you start working on in a real-time scenario, John, just give me a second. Let me type this point on the chat here. So I'm just pasting the vendor details here. Just give me a second. Give me a moment here, okay? Let me give you the service provider details here, so you can able to see. John, just give me a second, okay? Let me type this information, so possible like a team can. So when you go back on in your project, you may be able to see the cloud solution from many vendors here. So I'm just pasting few vendors and uh, their product name. So these are the few vendors you can able to see it on the market here. You may be able to see like I'm just pasted a few cloud provider list and their product also here. Let me give you the rest of the names also. So when you go back on in your project, you may be going to work with any of this front here. So you can see. So these are the leading players have seen on in the market who normally work on the cloud here. So you can take a list of this provider. Left side I have given the company name. Right side I have given the vendor name also here, so you can able to take a note and in a one pad here. Now we got a question from John here. John is asking like, is it possible to configure or integration of these solutions here? John, when you go back on in your project here, you may be able to see there are three type of models here. One, you may be using on-premises model. Second one, you may be heard about a concept called colocation model. And third one, you may be able to see known as a cloud model. Another one you can see called a hybrid model. And the fourth one you can able to see like a multi-cloud model here. So when you start working on in your project, your existing a deployment model, you may be getting a question if someone has been talking like we need to move to the cloud computing. Definitely you may be getting a question from where exactly I'm moving. That means you already may be having a on-premises or a colocation data center or data room may be available. That may be the one approach. Second approach may be customer may be using completely building your infrastructure from a scratch on in a cloud computing. That's the second approach. Third one, customer may be having a on-prem data center may be available. This on-premise data center may be integrated with a cloud computing. That's another model. That means you may be already having a on-premises data center may be available. That on-premise data center may integrate with your cloud computing also here. So is that point is clear? Or another point it's been like customer may be using a combination of your cloud computing. That means 80 percentage of their product they may run on in Azure, 20 percentage they may run on in a GCP like a DR or high availability. That strategy normally known as 80-20 rule here. That means 80 percentage they are running on in a one product, 20 percentage they are using on in a other one. What is the purpose of that? This may be using for a DR purpose or this may be using for a high availability. Why we are doing this one? Because you take a scenario, if I'm hosting all my resources on in a single vendor, this can lead to a single point of failure. One day morning, Microsoft is saying, I'm not working today, it's a Saturday. Then it will be a problem for you, right? So we don't want have any such kind of dependency issue. You can able to use a integration approach here. Integration approach means that you may use 80 percentage of the product on in a Microsoft, 20 percentage may be the competitor or on premises here. That basically not as a multi-cloud model here. John, I hope your question has been clear now. So answering to your question, John, yes, we can able to integrate each other. Few years before, we had a confusion or we had some concern. A couple of the services maybe not allowed to integrate, but nowadays all the providers or all the competitors are allowing us to integrate each other here. Clear, John? If you're clear, can you comment it on the chat, please? Great. Any other questions from anyone? Any other questions from anyone? If you're good, can you put a like button, please? I hope you are able to follow me. All clear. Thank you. Great. Great. So I can see there are a lot of good like buttons here. Thank you. That's been great. That's been motivating me also. Great. Thank you for that. Great. Now, I was just discussing about there are different models are available on in the market, right? So if you start working on in a cloud or if you start working on in a project, you may be able to see there are different type of IT deployment models are available here. One of the model you are going to see, it's about on-premises model here. So what is the first model you are going to see here? If you go back on into your project, the first model which you are going to see it on in your project, it's about a on-premises model here. Have you heard about a model called on-premises model? So you are going to play a role of doing a migration of on-premises to cloud, or you may play a role of integration from your on-premises to cloud also. So when you start working on your project, you may be able to see customer may use a word like I want to migrate from your on-premises to cloud here, or you may be able to see the word called a collocation also. So have you heard a word called on-premises solution? Anyone has been heard a word called on-premises solution? Can you comment it on the chat? What is your understanding about on-premises solution here? Have you heard a word called on-premises solution? At least in your college or in your office, you may be seeing the customer may be written something called as a data center or data room also, right? You may be able to see in your college or it's like in your office, there is a room available where you can see lot of devices are configured or lot of devices are hosted inside this one, right? That basically known as a on-premises model here. Is that one is clear? I'm just saying like you have a solution has been available here, right? You may be able to see like you have a customers are available or in a customer place, you may be able to see there is a room available in your office, something like this. You may be seeing like there is an office in your office. You may be seeing like this kind of room may be available, right? And you may be able to see all your physical servers, rack, storage, and network equipments, everything it's been hosted on in the same place here. So what I'm trying to say here, if you start working on in your project, you may be able to say there is a already a on-premises infrastructure may be available, and you will be responsible for migrating from a on-premises to cloud also. Now the question is coming, what exactly is the on-premises solution? Now, what is your idea about what is the on-premises solution? So on-premises data center or on-premises data center, if you consider here, you may be able to say all your physical location, right? You may be able to see like where is your physical location. It's going to be hosted in your on premises itself. Tim, I hope you're getting the point here. Because if you take a cloud, your physical location it's going to be the Microsoft or Amazon or a Google here. Now, if someone has been talk about on-premises solution here, the complete data center are hosted. The right word you need to use it's called hosted here. So the complete data centers are hosted inside your around places here. That basically known as a data room or a data room here. That basically is be like you can able to use it here. It's called physical location here. So you may be able to see there is a physical location. It's been completely on and it's been managed by us here, and it's called on-premises solution here. Now you may be able to see like Surag, you're the hey Surag.
Yes.
Surag, I'm just seeing like a couple of repeated messages on in the chat here, like something related to the recording here. Can you just look into that? Because everyone is been
Yeah,
start
that
commenting.
is like auto, like their
Auto one, right?
AI that is
Okay,
sending. Yeah.
okay. So I thought like some issue with our uh, recording is that the reason I thought of
No,
notifying
no,
you.
no. It's there. The attendees are using the AI to
Yeah,
record the
right. Okay.
session. So
Okay, then no worries here. Yeah, thank you, team. Because I've seen a repeated one just to ensure that uh, we are on the track here. So, team, we are just discussing about what exactly this physical location here. So, when you go back on in your project, you as a cloud admin or a cloud architect, your role it's going to be managing of your on-premises solution, or you may be the responsible for integrating or doing a migration of your, or that basically known as lift and shift migration from your on-premises to cloud also here. So if someone has been talking about on-premises location, you can understand all the infrastructure components are hosted at your own place, and it's completely owned by us here. So you may be able to see here the complete ownership, or it's like basically we can say the complete capex are invested by Azure. That means whatever servers or whatever components are available inside your office, it's been purchased by Azure. So the complete capex is been ours only here. So that may be the important point all of us need to remember here. So is that point is been clear? Any questions? So it's been owned by here. And when you start working about the on-premises here, we will be responsible for tech refreshment program. That means tomorrow, if there is some kind of modification to be done here, or in case if there is any kind of configuration or a technology refreshment, it can be vertical scaling or it can be the horizontal scaling. Any kind of the tech refreshment if you want to do, for example, like you may have to do a lot of technical refreshment on in a real-time scenario, right? You may be able to see like you may have to configure uh, memory upgradation, or you may have to do some kind of auto scaling feature, right? So all this is responsible for us here. It's not been handled by the Microsoft here. Any kind of tech refreshment if you want to do, that's completely be handled by Azure. And in terms of the availability also, in case if you want to configure any kind of redundancy, or in case if you want to configure any kind of fault tolerance, or in case if you want to configure any kind of a DR, it's been taken care by us here. So at any point of time, if you are configuring it on premises here, the security, compliance, ownership, any kind of patching or a maintenance, it's completely handled by Azure. So that basically it's been known as a on-premises data center here. So when you start working on in a cloud computing here, you may be seeing customer may be using a word called on-premises data center, or customer may be using a word like I want to migrate from an on-premises to the cloud also here. So that basically known as a center or a solution where completely it's been hosted, where you got a complete data security or a cloud uh, full control, that basically is been knowing as a on-premises one here. On the chat, I just given a quick lecture note about on-premises solutions here. It talks about what is a on-premises and what are the advantage and disadvantage you are getting on in on-premises. I just pasted on in the chat here. Possible that lecture note will help you. That will give you some kind of idea about what exactly the on-premises here and what exactly the cloud computing here. So in a nutshell, if you take here, on-premises data center are completely owned by Azure, and the complete CapEx and OpEx is been owned by Azure. So that basically known as a on-premises solution. Let me take you to the slides here. These are the points so far we have been discussed here. When you start working on in a cloud computing here, you may be able to see this is the point we have been discussed. When you start working on in a cloud computing here, all the equipments are hosted inside our own building, and all the equipments are owned by Azure. And if you can able to see on in a real-time scenario, you will be responsible for the capex cost and all kind of technology refreshment, patching, all the kind of the DR. It's been handled by Azure. So that may be the one important point all of us need to remember here. So that's about the on-premises solution here. Possible, I'll try to add you one more point here. This may be the self-study purpose. I have been added one important point here. When you start working on in a cloud compute, sorry, on-premises solution, try to spend a some kind of self-study on into your um, data center TS also. There is an organization called Uptime. It's a worldwide. There is a organization is called Uptime here. You may be able to see like they are responsible you may be able to say like there's an organization called um, Uptime here, right? You may be able to see like there is an organization called Uptime. They are responsible for configuring a or standard for your organization here. So there is a organization is been available here. So they are responsible for configuring a standard for your data center here. So you may be able to see based on the performance or redundancy, or it's been like the availability, you may be able to see your on-premises data centers are classified as a four data center here, or for a way it's been defined here. One, it's known as a data center tier one. Second one, you can able to see like a tier two, and you can able to see like it's a tier four also here. So in case if you are working on in a real time, uh, you may be able to see like in a real time scenario based on your data center performance. You may be able to see like the data center tiers like a tier one or a tier two or a tier three or a tier four here. So you may be able to see the there are different classification is being done here. So try to spend some time on in a data center tiers here. It's basically like how many devices you are using here, and how you may be able to say like what are the kind of the benefit you are going to get it here. For example, like wherever you want to implement a critical business application, we used to implement on in a tier 4 data center. So tier 4 data center means that you are going to get 99.9995 percentage of the uptime here. You're getting the point here. I'm just saying like you heard about there are different type of the solutions are available. One solution is basically known as, or one model it's basically known as a tier that on-premises data center here, right? Now on-premises data centers are classified, or it's been given a benchmark based on the availability or how the redundancy or how the resiliency is been configured. You can able to see like a tier 1 to tier 4 here. Now if you are taking a tier 4 here, tier 4 it's basically it's been like a data center where you are going to get a highest configuration of your, or wherever you want to configure the mission critical application, you can able to use the tier 4 here. So whatever components you are using here, always you will have a 2n plus 1 component will be available here. So that means you are going to get a two independent plus an additional backup will be available. That will give you in a year only 0.04 hours. That means approximate in a year your infrastructure will be down only for 26 minutes here. Make sense? So basically, how you are defining your redundancy, this data center tiers are configured here. So when you go back on in your project, customer may say, I want to migrate from a tier 4 through cloud or a tier 3 to cloud here. So then you can understand wherever you are seeing a tier 3 or a tier 4, then you can understand inside that data center, your mission critical applications are it's been configured here. So that is the way it's been configured here. Is that clear? So that is the way it's been normal. It's been like it's been configured on in a real time scenario here. I'll give you a lecture note here. Is this is an, necessary or what issue? No, John, this actually needed on in a on-premises scenario, John. Sometimes, John, when you are part of a project, customer document or a project document, they may be using a word called tier 4 or a tier 3. So we don't want you to be panic on that situation. What is a tier 3 or a tier 4? So that's the reason I have covered that point here. So because some of the customer may be using, they used to say like, um, it's basically based on the redundancy, they may be using this one here. I just given a lecture note on in the chat here. Very beautifully, it's been explained about the difference between a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 4 here. Request you to just go through that one here. I just pasted on the chat. I just pasted a couple of the notes on the chat here. You can able to use this one. Very beautifully, it's been explained about the difference here. Let me give you one comparison chart also. Possible this will help you. So these are the benefit you are going to get it with the help of the data center here. And as an infrastructure architect, possible like this can be the few factors you can able to consider it here when you design your data center here. I believe this will be a good information for you when you are seeing a data center TAs here. So if you are seeing a project, you may be able to see like a tier 4 or a tier 3 or a tier 2, then you can understand it's nothing. It depends upon what is the kind of the component it's been using on in a customer place. You may be seeing this kind of configurations here. I hope that point has been clear to everyone here. Now, let's go back to the next module here. Just give me a second. Great. So you may be able to say like when you start working on in a cloud scenario here, you have a on-premises data center has been available, and we are responsible for managing it. Now, let me give you another concept here. A couple of a customer place, you may be hearing about a concept called the colocation data center also. So, have you heard about a word called colocation data center here? I'm just giving you a scenario here. Now, Vincent has been trying to migrate or Vincent want to host a data center in a India location. Unfortunately, Vincent, you don't have any data center is been available on that country here, because you may be seeing like in a previous situation, like in a on-premises data center, you are responsible for owning here. Now, Ayatullah or Leo, you got a uh, project from a India location and you want to expand your business to that country. Unfortunately, you don't have any office or you don't have any kind of a data center or data room is been available here. Now what you will do? So what you can do here? You can able to connect with a couple of the vendors inside the in the market here. Have you heard about a company called NTT Data? There is a company called NTT Data, right? Have you heard about a company called NTT Data? NTT Data, or have you heard about a company called Rackspace? Or you maybe heard about a company called Cyrus One or Digital Reality, right? There are many companies that are like Digital Reality. Then you can see, I remember like there is a company called Cyrus One. So there is a company called Cyrus One, or you may be heard about Cyrus One, or you may be heard about another company called uh, Conoxa, or it's a greenhouse, or a Vantage, or a data bank, or a Kio network, Iron Mountain, Edgeconics. There are many organizations are available here. What normally they will do? They will be providing you. I'll show you the how it's been provided. You can able to see here. I'm just taking a Google image here for your. Uh, understanding. You see, I hope you can able to see, right? This kind of space they will be provide you. So in case if you want to expand a business to a country, unfortunately you don't have any kind of a data center or a data room is been available. You can reach out to this kind of a vendor and you can have a collaboration here. What they will be doing, they will be giving you space for rent, they will be giving you rack space for the rent, they will be providing you redundancy and reliability on the power or the internet. But the servers or the configuration, OS management, security management, everything has to be done from our side here. So at any point of time, if you don't have any kind of a office and if you want to use any kind of a data center, then you can able to use it here. Clear? Is that point is clear? So at any point of time, you may be able to see like you want to use a kind of a configuration here, configuration kind of thing here. So that is a kind of uh, configuration you can able to use. You can able to expand the business with the help of the colocation here. So the colocation vendor will be responsible for you to provide the space, and they will be responsible for providing you the power or the cooling, and you are going to pay the cost. Basically we can say you are going to pay the OpEx cost for that here. So it's like monthly you will get a bill for that here. That's called a colocation model here. So when you go back on in a project, you may be hearing about migrating from a colocation to cloud also here. Is that point is clear? I'm just saying like you have an option has been available which will help you to migrate from the on-premises to cloud also here. I believe this point is been clear to everyone, right? Now, let me give you a lecture note for you. Give me a moment. So let me give you some lecture note about what exactly the co-location data center here. I just pasted on in the chat here, and these are the features or these are the benefit you can able to get it from the co-location data center here, and these are the benefit you are going to get it here, and I just pasted on the chat here, and these are the cases where you can able to use your co-location data center here. And these are the some of the vendors have seen on in the market who normally provide your co-location solutions here. Some vendor list also I just pasted on in the chat. Possible like this also going to be a additional read for you. Great team. Are we good? Team, are we good? Great. So let me give you one quick question for you. Just give me a second. Let me give you one quick question for you. You can try to answer it here. I just pasted one in training assessment here. You can able to see like first question has been posted here. Yes, you are clear, right? It's a cloud B here, right? So that's answer is the cloud service provider here. So good job, team. Like I can see, there is a lot of question is there. I request everyone to participate here. Whoever has been not participated also here, I request you to try to answer that. Let me give you the next question here. Let me give you one more question for you. Just give me a second. Let me draft it here. This is the second question here. This is the second question for you. So it talks about the vendor list, who is the CSP here. So it talks about it's like a Microsoft Azure here. Great, super. Now I'll give you one more interesting question for you. First of all, like it's good to see that you are able to answer. That means it's giving a positive sign to us here, right? At least you are understanding the topic. That's been good. Let me give you one more question for you. Yes, so there's another question. Can you try to answer this question, please? Read the question and answer it yourself. Okay, so answer for this question. Answer C. In an organization who maintain and own its own physical center, right? So that is the answer for that question here. Now I'll give you the last question for you. Possible, like I hope you may be able to answer this as well. Then we are good. So answer for this question. So in a project, if you are using a multiple cloud provider, that's been considered as a multi-cloud here. So thank you, team. It was a nice interactive discussion here. Now we are moving on into the next topic, defining a cloud computing here. So we'll try to give this all the uh, slides, everything in a PDF format. So no need to worry about that. So we'll do one thing. We'll take a almost an hour now. We'll take a 5 minutes quick refreshment break. Then we'll go for the next module here. We'll discuss about a CapEx. Then we'll discuss about the rest of the topic also. Let's take a 5 minutes quick refreshment break. Thank you. Hey team, I hope you're back. Uh, we given a quick refreshment break, Kiara. So that's the reason you're not hearing anything from our side. As we had an hour of discussion, we thought we'll take a 5 minutes quick break here. Now I'll give you cover 2 points also here. You maybe heard about two terminology or two finance terms here. It's basically it's called CapEx and another one it's about OpEx also here. Tim, I hope I'm audible, right? I can see there is a may know what happened waiting for the speaker. I hope I'm audible now, right? It was a quick refreshment break. That's the reason you're not hearing from our side. Yeah, I can see there is a lot of likes here. Now, when you start working on in a cloud or when you start working on in a on-premises, very usually you may be able to hear about a two term called CapEx and another one it's known as a OpEx also here. Have you heard about a word called CapEx and OpEx here? So you may be able to see when you start working on in a real-time in a scenario, like especially on in IT, wherever the company or the organization has been investing for a long term, right? For example, like if you are building a data center here, you are investing a lot of amount inside that one, right? So that basically is been known as a capital expenditure. So it's basically the fund or the investment the company it's been going for purchasing or upgrading or maintaining of the asset or purchasing of your servers or a storage or a software or infrastructure. That's all it's been considered as a capital expenditure here. It can be buying a data center or building a data center, purchasing a software. All that's can be considered as a capex cost here. OPEX stands for once your investment is been done, once your data center is been done, whatever recurring expenses are coming here, for example, like the salary of an employee or the subscription charge or the billing charge, right? Or the maintenance cost, all this has been considered as a OPEX cost here. So whatever expense you are coming recurring here, that's been considered as a OPEX cost here. So that's going to be the ongoing or a recurring expense for your operation that's been considered as a OPEX here. So when you start working on in a cloud it's been considered as a or the cloud cost has been basically it's been considered as a OPEX cost. What is exactly? It's basically it's been considered as a OPEX cost here. So when you start working on in a IT, you will be hearing about there are two terms you can able to see here. One it's a capex and another one it's like a OPEX also here. I just pasted the difference between the capex and the OPEX on in the chat here. You can read that one here. That may be helpful for you. Just pasted on the chat here. I pasted the difference between capex and OPEX on the chat here. Let me type it this also. So basically the operational cost, it's basically known as OPEX here. So your cloud, it's been considered as it's OPEX here. Now, right now we are discussing about a cloud. What exactly is a cloud here? So that is the discussion we are trying to discuss in the next module here. So we are just trying to understand about what exactly this cloud computing here. Now, let me able to give you an example here. When you start, you may be heard about a transport or a online company in your country, right? In your country, are you using a facility called Uber facility? Is the Uber transport? Is it available in your country? I'm not sure whether it's been available in your country. If yes, can you comment it on the chat? If it has been available in your country, can you comment it on the chat, please? I can see it's saying like it's been available here. So let me give you two scenario here. You are traveling from your home to office here. I'm just giving you a scenario here. You can just uh, from your home into your office, you are traveling using your own car. This is the first scenario. Okay, you are using own transport. You are using now. Oh, okay, you may be using a Uber or a Grab, or it's like InDrive or a Joy, whatever drive you have, right? So, in case if you are using a Uber or a InDrive or a Grab, what are the concerns you are going to see it here from your home? You are going to your office, or what are the benefit you are getting here rather than a concern here? In case if you are want to go to office using your Grab or it's like a MoIT or whatever, like whatever online transport is been available, right? I can see there is a lot of vendor details here, right? So like a Grab, Jot, okay, great. In our country, we are using like a Uber, then there is another one is called Ola. There is we have a couple of other vendors has been available. At least all are aware that there is a online transport has been available called Uber, right? So let me give you a scenario here. I want to go to office using my own car. If I'm using a own car, what are the concerns I'm going to get it here? So in case if you are going on into the chat, if you are going on into the uh, online here, right, you may be able to see you have a on transport option is been available here, right? So if you are going to like one is been like a maintenance or your uh, you may be able to see like you have a maintenance is cost is going to be the one, right? So your concern is going to be like fuel maybe the one. Second one there's an important one. You need to know driving also, right? So like that also is been important, right? If you don't know driving, you cannot go also, right? So skill is being needed here, right? With the maintenance, parking, like all this is been it's a concern here, right? Now or parking also it's been or when you go to or over price of the parking or the fuel rise is been the other one, right? Or another one it's like if you are driving your own car, you cannot sleep also, right? If you think a situation like if you take a Uber or it's like a Joy or it's like a Grab or all this one, at least you can sleep, right? While going, right? You may be able to see you have be able to see you have option has been available, right? You may be able to see you have a option is been available or there is a lot of concerns are available. Now let me take a scenario like instead of on transport here, think a situation like you are using a Uber or it's whatever vendor list you have been given here. What are the advantage you are going to get it here? Can you comment it on the chat? In case if you are using your own transport here, what is the instead of the your own transport, if you are using a Uber or Grab or a Joyride, if you are using this method, what is the benefit you are going to get it here? You may be able to see so you may be able to see possible we can able to say, oh yeah, Mario, you're right. Like we can sleep while going to the office, right? You don't need to worry about the parking, you don't need to worry about the fuel, you don't need to worry about the skill here, right? You can sleep and you can go to the office here, right? Comfortably you can able to travel there, right? Now possible I'll write it like this here. In case if you are using a Uber or any of this facility here, you may be able to see the payment you are doing in a kind of a pay as you go model. Agree, team? That means there is no ownership. You're not worrying about a refreshment. You're not worrying about a tax. You're not worrying about a parking. You're not worrying about a skill here. Everything will be managed by the vendor, and you are making a payment based on the consumption here. So basically, I'm trying to say that if you are using this kind of a model, it's basically a consumption based model here. Makes sense here? You don't need to worry about your maintenance. You don't need to worry about the parking. You don't need to worry about your skills of the driving, right? You can sleep and you can go here, right? So this is the way the Uber or it's like on demand, right? On demand, right? then like on demand, like you can able to book your SUV, you can able to book the sedan or a different type of the car, you can able to book it here, right? Great. Now I'm just thinking like we can we bring similar kind of a concept on in your cloud also, because you may be remembering, or I'm just thinking like why can't we bring similar kind of approach on in your IT also. I'm just giving a situation like uh, in the old days, if John want to configure a server for a gaming purpose, John decided like John will create a gaming server here. John ordered uh, 5 gaming server from a Cisco, or it's like HP or a Dell. So technically, John, you may be remembering, you are investing a huge amount for your capex here. Agree with this statement, John? You are part of a development team. You want to develop some website, or you want to develop some couple of contents here. In the old days, if you are taking an on-premises scenario, you are doing a long-term investment on the asset here. Make sense, team? You're with me, team? Now, after some time, John said, like, no, the project I've not got from my client, but unfortunately, I want to shut down this project here. So technically, this is going to be a dead asset for me, right? See, you may be able to see like, you may be right. You may be able to see like, it's like a long term. It's a dead asset here. And in between team, we are seeing there is a lot of WhatsApp group, or it's like links are being provided. That's are not official one here. Whoever is been posting that link immediately will be removed from the group, and immediately will be removed from all the channels also here. Please use only for the Azure related discussion. Please join only the official link, which is only be shared by myself or a Surag. Any other link, it's been posted on the chat. It's been not on by us here, and uh, whoever has been posting that, they will be removed from the session also. Thank you. So team, join only the link which is Surag Suresh has been posting on the chat here. Okay. Any other link you are getting on the chat, it's not an official link of Microsoft, or it's not an official link of ours here. So please join, don't join on such kind of the links here. Okay. It's a public batch, so you may be seeing a lot of other links also coming. So it's not an official one here. Thank you. So let's come back to the discussion here. So possible like you in an on-premises kind of a scenario here, you may be noticed here, in case if I'm not using that device, or if I'm not using that infrastructure, it's going to be the dead asset for me. Now let me give you a scenario here. How do we use a cloud computing here? Possible, I'll give you rather than using a theory session, let me show you with the help of a practical here. Now John want to, or Vincent want to implement a SQL server here. Now let me show you how it's been done. I'll just uh, i'll just use it here. John want to implement a SQL server. Now John is saying like, I want to implement this server in a East US location here. So my project has been getting from a East US location. I need to go and implement this server here. Let me show you here. I'm just connected to the browser here. Right now, team, you can able to see how connected using a internet here. Let me delete this solution here. Okay. Just give me a second. Let me delete this components here. Okay, I can see there is a lot of components are available here. Let me delete this thing. Just give me a second. This is some labs link. We don't need this one now. Give me a second here. Okay, I don't want you guys to get a confusion over here. You can just see this got deleted here. Okay, so let me show you a example here. Let's try to understand about what exactly the cloud computing here. Then we'll discuss about that here. Okay. Right now you may be able to see here. I'm sitting in India location. I'm just giving you how I'm trying to configure the cloud computing here. You may be able to see I'm sitting in India or Philippines or Thailand or it's like any other location. Right now, what I'm trying to do here, using my laptop, you maybe notice here I have connected to the browser. In the browser, I'm using a internet connection. See, then I got a link here. See, for example, like I just type Microsoft link here. You may be seeing like a portal.azure.com, right? The link which have been used, it's like a in the browser I just given portal.azure.com link I have been typed. Then I got a screen. You may be able to see like I just provided my username or a password here. See, I just given my username or a password, right? I just given my username or a password here. Once the username or a password is been given, authentication is been happened on in the backend. Then I have received a screen like this. Make sense, Steve? So that you are getting a point using an internet connection. I have access a link. Then technically I have provided my username and password similar like your Amazon Prime Video, right? Or Amazon Prime Video or Netflix, right? You may be remembering like when you are trying to watch a movie on in a Netflix or Amazon Prime Video or a Hotstar, right? You may be seeing like a username or a password we have to provide, right? Similar way, I have provided my username or a password, and it's done a authentication, right? Yes, we can able to use Active Directory also. I'll come to that point in the later stage here. We can able to use Active Directory or Entra AD on-premises ADDS, all that we can use here. So right now, Makni, you can understand, anyone want to connect on into the cloud portal, there is a authentication is be needed here. So we are connected onto the portal here, right? You may be able to see like you have an option is been available. You can able to see here, how option is been available here. So I'm just saying like you can able to use username or a password. So I'm just trying to explain you what is the benefit you are going to get with the help of a cloud computing here. You may be able to see I'm trying to build a server here. See, I'm just trying to build a server here. John is saying like John one or John it's got a requirement from a client. He want to implement a SQL server here. So you can see John is been connected onto the portal here and given the names here like SQL server, right? You may be given like SQL server. A team, hope you can able to see there is an option here called regions here, right? Team, I hope you can able to see here. Let me zoom it here. I hope you can able to see the region here, right? So team, if you click this option, see, you may be able to see 60 plus geography or a location details you can see here. See, so what is the meaning of that? Tomorrow, if you are getting any project or a client from anywhere in the world, you can able to configure your server or any infrastructure close to the end user here. What is the benefit you are going to get? If I'm building my solution or if I'm building my infrastructure solution close to my end user, I can get a better performance, or that will reduce the latency of my solutions here. Team, I hope you're getting the point here. So team, what I'm trying to say here, um, if you are using a cloud here, close to my end user, we can able to implement my the solution here. So you may be able to see the options here. Now, John is getting a project from a Poland. He don't need to worry about getting a data center or a data room inside the location here. You can just go to the cloud. In the cloud, you are getting an option like a Poland location here. So that means we are getting a option of the global reach flexibility here. Wherever you want to implement my server, you can able to go. You can able to configure here. I believe you are getting the benefit of the cloud here, right? Tomorrow, if you are getting a project from the East US location, you can able to get it there, right? Or in case if you want to configure on in a North Europe or a Poland or a Switzerland, any location you want, you can able to configure it here. See, I'm just saying like I want the server to be built on in a North Europe location here. See, I just selected this server here, and you can see there are a lot of other options you are getting on top of that for providing the availability or a security here. You are getting a options of different type of the operating system. Now, if the client is saying like I want a Unix operating system, or the client is saying like I want a Windows operating system, or I need a Linux based operating system, you have a hundreds of operating system are readily available. You need to just map accordingly as per the request from the client here. I'm saying like I want a Windows Server 2016 here. Then you are getting a different kind of the configuration here. The client is saying like I need a 4 GB or a 5 GB or a 100 GB. You are getting a different bundle of the configuration here. That means based on the customer requirement, you can able to configure, or basically I can use a word like a on demand. I can able to configure the server without any kind of additional require here. Clear, team? Entra, it's a Jomos, it's a concept. It's like a rebranded version of your Azure Active Directory here. So it's basically, it's Entra is a concept that's an Active Directory or authentication or IAM solution inside your Azure here. Entra, it's a service which has been configured inside your Azure here. We'll try to see how this has been implemented here. Now I just given a details here. I'm just trying to implement here. So Joseph, like in a previous or in a few years before, your Active Directory was be known as a Azure Active Directory. That is been rebranded to a new name called Entra ID. So it's been Azure Active Directory is been rebranded to a new name. It's called Entra ID here. So it's basically a IAM or a identity solution available on in the cloud here. We'll be discussing that on in another one. Entra ID and Microsoft Azure are Killy. It's not like that here. Entra ID is a service that is running inside the Azure here. Makes sense now? It's a service available inside Azure. Azure is a platform. Azure it's been like Azure is a platform supported 200 uh, type of the solution here, which can be DNS, Entra ID, VM. All this has been configured inside that one here. Azure typical AD and on-premises AD both are different. We'll come to that point. Okay, I can see there are a lot of questions are coming on the chat. No need to worry about that. I'll pick all that question in the later stage here. Let's finish the first part here. Then I'll take a 10 or 15 minutes for your questions here. Okay, I'll cover all that questions. Mariano, John, Josh, Joseph. I'll take all that questions here. Okay, so we don't want to divert the topic now here. I'll complete this module, then I'll take all your questions here. Okay, we'll discuss about what is the Entra ID, what is the Azure AD, all your questions. I'll answer it in the later stage here. So right now, I'm just trying to see what exactly the cloud computing here. We are trying to understand the cloud computing feature with the help of a virtual machine here. I'm just building a server here. Let's create that. It's been progressing here. Right now, there's a validation. It's been over. It's been completing the installation. Right now the deployment, it's been progressive. You can see this deployment, it's been completed here, right? You may be able to see like you have a solution has been available on in a configuration here, right? You may be able to see like you have a solution has been available here. Right now, you may be able to see here using a cloud solution here. You can able to say like the server has been configured here. Team, can you comment on the chat? Where is this server? It's been configured here. Which data center this server has been configured? Can you comment it on the chat? Are you able to identify here which data center or which location this server has been configured here? Is it possible for you to identify? Can you comment? Great. And my second question, is it configured on in a my data center or Microsoft data center? Is it a client data center or is it configured on in the Microsoft data center here? It's in North Europe, Microsoft data center. This is configured. Agree with this statement? So I'm trying to say that John has been implemented a server inside Microsoft data center here, right? The moment Microsoft is been, or the moment when John has been created a server, your billing will start. Make sense? It's like the moment when you book your Uber or Joyride or any other model, your billing will start, right? Similar way, the moment when anyone is been configured a server, your billing will start here, and you can see all the details. You see the billing details like location basic, like all the details you can able to see here, right? The details in a graph ways you can see which data center, who is using, and all the consumption you can able to see here. So technically we are trying to say here the server is been configured on in a Microsoft data center. Microsoft data center. Microsoft is been providing a number of data center across the globe here, right? Across the globe you can be able to get. So based on the customer requirement, you can be able to select closed data center here. What is the benefit you are getting? That will give you better performance. And another advantage you are getting, billing, it's been going to be based on the consumption, and it's working in a OpEx model. This point, all points are clear. Can you comment a chat like in the chat? You're good. So at least I can ensure that we both are on the same page. This many points are clear to everyone. If it has been good, can you just type it on the chat? So at least I'll ensure we both are on the same page here. And in case if it is not clear, please raise your hand. I can help you also. Just to ensure that it's an online training. So just want to ensure we both are on the same page. Super. Now, after some time, John is saying like, no, I don't need this server here, right? So right now you may be able to say you got a benefit of on-demand service, right? On demand, right? Based on the demand, John or it's like a Rico or a Mark or it's been like Rian or it's been like anyone can go and create a server here on demand base. You are getting or you can able to go and create a servers here. Second benefit you are seeing, the billing it's been you may be able to see like you have option it's been available on into the consumption here. Third one you may be notice here, you are getting a flexibility of upgrade or downgrade also. Right now you can able to see John has been created a server with a configuration of two CPU here. Now tomorrow client is saying like, hey John, your server has been not performing well here. I want to upgrade because your server has been not giving you better performance here. Now in case if someone is saying like your server has been not performing here, John is getting a benefit of upgrading the server without any issues. You see, he can just go to the portal and he can able to do vertical scaling, or he can able to do horizontal scaling also. See, very quickly. Now you think like in an on-premises scenario, or if you take your situation of your laptop, in your laptop, if you're not facing any kind of a performance issue, you may have to purchase the memory. You need to go to the computer shop. Minimum, it will take a 1 or 2 days for increasing the capacity of your configuration here, right? Now, you take the current scenario, you are easily, you can able to increase the size here. See, you may be able to see like, you may be able to see like, easily you can able to increase the vertical scaling or a horizontal scaling here, right? You can see the size is got change here. See, now if you can able to see here, so elasticity, right? We can able to use a word called elasticity. See, now the capacity is got change here. Now you may have to wait for a minute. This just trying to upload it here. This capacity has been changed to 8 CPU. It will take some time for updating here. Okay, so I'm just saying here, if you start working on in a cloud here, you are getting the benefit of elasticity also. Elasticity means that it depends upon the customer requirement. You can able to do a vertical scaling. That means you can able to increase the compute component or infra component without any issue, or you can able to do the horizontal scaling also, right? So you may be able to see the horizontal scaling also. It's been possible here. So you are getting a benefit of elasticity also. It's been supported here. Now after some time, the customer is saying the like, no, I don't want a North Europe location here. So I think already there is a question has been on the chat here. Uh, John is thinking like, no, my customer is been more to East US location. Then you can able to change the location also. See here, you can just go to use another tool here. It's called Azure Resource Mover here. This will allow you to, in case if you want to move a data center, right? You want to move the resources here. See, now then you can able to see here. In case if you want to move to the other location like Germany North, you want to move. See, you have a flexibility to move even after the deployment also. Make sense? So tomorrow, in case if you configure a cloud, you are getting a flexibility to move the data center also. You are getting a flexibility to move between a different resources also, right? You have a option is been available. With the help of that, you can able to select or you can able to move the resources between the data centers here. This is looking like some restrictions I have my account I'm using. That the reason it's not allowing to move here. So this point has been clear. So the point here, you are getting a flexibility for increasing the size. Second one, it's been getting a flexibility to configure any configurations here. And tomorrow, if you're thinking like, no, I don't need this server here. It's been easy for me to decommission also. See here, I can just go here. I can delete it here. See, I can able to delete it here. See, I just can delete it here. See, so you have an option for delete also. Yes, you have an option to delete here. You may be able to see like there is an option is available here. You may be able to see like you have an option is available which will help you to delete this component here. See, right? In case if you don't need, in case if I use only 5 minutes, I'll have to pay only that one here. So you may be able to see like you have option has been available. With the help of that, you can able to uh, delete, or you have option for uh, configure it also here. Any questions from anyone? I'll post it here for taking all your questions here now. I hope these points are clear to everyone here, right? So that's about the cloud computing here. Now, there is an organization right now. You may be heard about cloud computing right now from your exercise. You maybe got an idea. If someone has been using a word called cloud computing, you understood cloud computing is a concept. It's been hosted by the cloud service provider, and all resources are provided in a kind of a rented mode here, similar like your electricity, similar like your Uber, or similar like your Joyride. Based on the consumption, I'm paying the money to the vendor here, right? Now, there is an organization has been defined, a beautiful explanation for cloud computing here. In case if you want to see that one here, there is an organization available across the globe here that's called NISD. So this is the page you can refer. I just pasted on the chat here. In case if you want to see, all the solutions are hosted on the internet are not cloud computing here, right? So you may be able to see like all the solutions available on in the internet are not. One second, I'm not able to. One second here. I need to rejoin here because I'm not able to uh, paste. No worries, I'll use the other chat here. Give me a second. I'll just use my secondary device for sharing the information. Just give me a second. You can refer this a PDF document which I have attached on in the chat here. All the resources are hosted on the internet are not cloud computing. So NSD is given very beautiful explanation for what exactly the cloud computing here. If you are referring this sheet on the page number 6, on the page number 6, if you refer here, it's saying that all the resources are hosted on the internet are not cloud computing. It has to meet a few character. It has to meet few deployment models here. See, it's saying that in case if I need to say a IT model, it's a cloud computing. You may be able to see like uh, you have a solution is been available, right? You may be able to see like you have a option is been available here, right? You may be able to see like you have a solution is been available here. In case if you have a solution available on in a cloud, all the solutions are not cloud computing here. This has to meet 5 characters here. That's called on-demand service, or you may be able to see like you may be able to see like you have a resource pooling, rapid elasticity, measured service. All these points, this has to meet it here. Tim, you are getting? I'm saying like all the solutions it's been available on in the cloud are not cloud computing here. It has to meet all the 5 characters here. That's the first point. And it has to meet measured service, and depends upon the scope. You may be able to see like this can be configured in a 4 models here. You may be heard about a software as a service here. You may be able to see like you may be able to see like you may be able to see like you may be able to see it here. See, you may be able to see like you have a solution is been available here. See, it's like a software as a service or a platform as a service here, or you may be able to see like a infrastructure as a service here, and it depends upon the way how this got delivered or how this has been configured. It's been classified as a you may be able to see like uh, you may be able to see like 4 model you can able to see here. It's like a private cloud, compute cloud, or it's a public cloud, you may be able to see like 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 it can be configured. It's a public cloud, hybrid cloud, and a community cloud here. You may be able to see like there is a way you can able to configure here. Now we'll discuss one by one here. uh, so right now we understood all the solutions are available on in the cloud are not cloud computing. So NAST has been defined a cloud computing. So we understood any solution available on the cloud, this has to meet minimum 5 character and depends upon the delivery. This can be delivered like a public cloud or a private cloud or a hybrid cloud, or it depends upon the scope. This can be classified as it's like a software as a service, or it's been like a platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service here. So do I need to explain this public cloud or a software as a service, or can I give this as a self-study topic? Can you comment it on the chat? Do I need to cover that, or it's like can I give this as a self-study topic? Request you to comment it on the chat, please. Okay, so saying like self-study, at least I'll cover the top view here. Okay, I'll try to cover the top view here. So let's try to see self-study, please. Okay, self-study. We'll try to give that self-study here. I'll try to give what is this uh, public cloud or this topic as a self-study here. Now, this point already you may be discussed here. It's like on-demand self-service here, right? So I'll just give a lecture note first here. First, what is a cloud computing first? Then I'll come to this point. Let me give a lecture note about what is a cloud computing here. So far, whatever we discuss. So what is a cloud computing? I just pasted on the chat here. These are the point. So far, we have been discussed. So these are the character you are going to get with the help of a cloud computing here. And these are the deployment model you are going to get it here. And these are the way a scope it's been defined here. And NAST is the organization who normally define this solutions here. So they are defined globally here. Publications is been done by the NAST here. I hope that point has been clear to everyone here. Just give me a second there, okay? Just typing. You can able to see the first point. Let's try to see what is an on-demand service. So this point already we have been discussed in the previous discussion. You may be noticed here. Depends upon the cloud or the client requirement. You have a option to increase, or it's like you have an option to create a service here, right? That's basically known as a on-demand service here, right? So in a previous discussion, we discussed about what exactly this on-premises one, right? We understood like uh, it depends upon the client requirement. You have a option to configure the solutions here, right? You may be able to say like it depends upon the cloud requirement. You can able to go and configure the services here that basically is been knowing as a on-demand self-services here. So this can be like whenever the customer need additional server, you can able to go and implement that solutions here. Second point you may be discuss, it's about the elasticity part here. So the first point you have been discussed about the on-demand self-service here. So you understood with a less human interaction or with the help of a automation skill, you have a rights to configure, you have a rights to configure, or you can easily you can able to configure a service here. And second point you have seen, it's about a rapid elasticity and a scalability here. You may be seen uh, the moment when customer is saying like my service will not performing well, you have the rights or you have the flexibility to do the vertical scaling, or you have the flexibility to do the horizontal scaling also. And you may be seeing like in case if I'm not using that one, you can able to easily you can able to decommission also. So that basically that feature is been knowing as a rapid elasticity and a scalability here. Then we understood when you start connecting on into the network side here, you may be remembering in a previous or in your old days or a traditional model, at the moment when you start connecting to your network, it was been terminating on in the company data center here, right? Now, this was the situation in a old days or in a legacy model. Now, when you take your current scenario or in a cloud here, you may be able to see like you can able to see right. You have option is been available, right? Team, I hope you can able to see it, right? You may be able to see like you have a network has been terminating on in the cloud data center here. Previously, this was been terminated on in the on premises here. Now this is called terminated to the Microsoft data center here. Team, I hope you got the difference here, right? So previously, when we were using your on premises, all the connection or the communication must be terminating our own data center. Now this has been terminated to the cloud data center here. Is that point is been clear, team? So that's about the uh, features part here. And second one, you may be resource pooling. I'll cover it in a later stage here. This may be the one point you may be notice here. If you are using a cloud computing, each and every component it's been measured here, like the consumption model here. We have to pay the money to the Microsoft here, right? So it's basically working in a consumption model here. So any services which you are using on in a cloud here, it's working on in a consumption model here. That's called a measured service here. So it's working on in a measured service here. So the basically the billing, or it's basically it's been coming on in a monthly or a quarterly or a reserved mode that you can able to configure it here. So that's about the measured or the feature side here. Let me give you one question for you. This is the first question for you today. Can you just type it on the chat? So what is the answer for this question? It's going to be the NASD here. It's been the answer for that question. It's a uh, NASD here. Let me give you some self-study topic on ISAS, PAS, and SAS questions. Okay, so I'm just giving you some questions related to infrastructure as a service or the service model here. Just give you. So you need to complete these questions here. So after a break, we can concentrate more on into the Azure side here. Then these are the few questions you need to complete today here. I'm just pasting on the chat here. So this is an exercise or a scenario based questions here. Try to complete or try to discuss these points here. Just try to find out these questions here. Okay. So I'm just giving a couple of questions on the chat. Try to find out an answer for this platform as a service. Then I'll try to give it for a public cloud, private cloud, multi-cloud also. So try to spend time on that. I'll give you a handout, okay? No need to worry about that. I'll give you a handout also here. So, but before reading that handout, try to find out yourself. So you'll get a lot of learning points. These are the some question related to the private cloud, public cloud also. Try to find out answer for this. So these are the self-study question for you today. Okay, so now almost a 2 hours now here, right? So I think it's time for a tea break now. Let's take a 10 minutes tea break and be back. Thank you. It's almost a 2 hours now. It's time for a tea break. Then we'll discuss about Azure core components. So after tea break, the concept is going to be the Azure core components here. Thank you. Hey team, I hope you're back.
Hey everyone, the trainer is going to come back in 2 minutes. He just lost his network. Let's just give him a 2 minutes, and after that, we'll just resume where we left off. Okay. We're still waiting. He said he's just connecting. Mhm. In the 2 minutes, we will resume the session. Okay. And yeah, I think there is only 2 more hours for us to finish up the session today. And I hope you guys have already joined the community, and I'll also share the next session if you guys are interested.
In between my internet got disconnected. I hope I'm audible and it's loud and clear now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, Suryak, it's like it was an unexpected fiber cut. Now
No worries.
let's
No.
now let's go back to the discussion here. Team, before the tea break, we were discussing about a different IT deployment model, which currently you are seeing on in the project. And we had a nice discussion around collocation. We had a discussion around on-premises. And right now we understood how the cloud computing has been defined by the NAST also. Now, next topic we are going to discuss about what are the core components available on in a cloud computing here. We understood like how cloud computing has been working, and we understood what are the benefits you are going to get it here, right? Now, next topic we are going to discuss about Microsoft Azure core components here. So how the components are available here. We will be discussing about how the connectivity normally it's been Microsoft is been provided. We'll be discussing about a component called Azure Resource. We'll be discussing about a component called Azure Management Tools. We'll discuss about a component called Azure Tenant. We'll discuss about a component called Azure Subscription. We'll discuss about a component called Azure Resource Group. We'll discuss about Azure Regions. We'll discuss about cost management and billing also. So like this, lot of terms are coming on in the next module here. Right now, if you just go back on it to the cloud here, you may be understood in case if anyone has been configuring a cloud computing, technically the cloud computing or the solution is been implemented in a CSP, right? So if you take here, your solution are hosted inside the cloud service provider data center here. You may be sitting in your home or your office or your premises, and your solution, it can be your database, or your solution can be your server or a networking component or a AI component or a development component. All the solutions are hosted inside a cloud service provider. Now the first question, how do we connect from your office to Microsoft data center or from your home to data center here? Now, if you are looking on the connectivity mechanism, normally you will be using a two method for connecting here. One method, you will have a internet connection. Using an internet connection, you can able to connect it here. So the connectivity mechanism, it's going to be your internet method here. With the help of that, you can able to connect it here. So you may be able to see like you may be able to see like you may be able to see like you have option to connect it here. Second method, you can able to use it here. You can able to use it here like you may be able to say like uh, have a mechanism called VPN. Have you heard about a concept called a VPN here? Have you heard about a concept called VPN? have you heard about a concept called a VPN here? You may be remembering on in your COVID time, when you try to connect it on in a cloud here, or office here, you may be able to see like you have a option called VPN. We used to use it here, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say here, when you start working on in a real-time scenario, you have a two options are available. One option is like you can able to use a net here, like internet. You can able to use it here, and you can able to use the second method. It's like you can use a VPN method here. Using a VPN method, you can able to connect it here. Now, when you start working on in a cloud, Microsoft Azure has been supporting three type of the VPN solutions here. One, it's like your P2S. Second one, it's been like a S2S, and the third one, it's like a express route here. So in case if anyone want to connect it on into cloud here, you can use the internet is the one option. Second one, it's like you can able to use your P2S is the one solution, or a S2S is the option, and the third one it's about your express route here. So you can use any of this method. With the help of that, you can able to connect it here. Now that's about the connection part here. So you are basically using an internet or a VPN for making a connection. For example, like if you see here, right now I have connected an internet method here. See, you may be able to see like you have a using a internet. Right now you can see I have used a management tool. With the help of that, I have been connected, and I have been connected on into the portal here, right? You may be able to see like with the help of that, we have been connected here. See, so you might be able to see there is an option. With the help of that, I have been connected to the internet here. So internet or a VPN can be the one solution for connecting here. Now that's about the connection method here. Now you may be remembering like when you are working on in a Netflix or a Hotstar or any of these solutions here, you have a lot of management tools are available here, right? You may be able to see like you have a solution has been available, right? Like using a mobile, you can able to attend, watch the movies here. You have a option has been available like you can able to use it's like you may be able to see like you have a solution like web based also you can able to access here, right? Just give me a moment, please. So what I'm trying to say here, like you have a VPN connectivity has been available, and second one it's like you have a internet also it's been available. Now for connecting or for using this network connectivity here or using the cloud connectivity here, you have a lot of management tools are available here. You may be able to see like there are a lot of management tools are available here. The first management tool which normally you can able to use it here, it's basically known as Azure portal here. You may be able to see like you have an option has been available here. It's basically known as a portal here, Azure management portal here, right? You may be able to see like you have a Azure portals are available here, right? You have a Azure portal has been available. Second management tool you can able to use, it's like a Microsoft Azure PowerShell. Another one it's about like you have a CLI, and another one it's basically you can able to see like Azure mobile app, and another one you can able to see Azure ARM template, and you can able to use another method, it's like a Azure shell here. So what we are trying to discuss about, what are the management tools you are available on in a cloud for management here. So you have a many tools are available here. You may be able to see like Azure portal, you have Azure shell, you have Azure PowerShell, then you have a Azure CLI, or you can able to see like Azure mobile app. So you can able to use any of this tool for connecting here. Is that clear? What I'm just trying to clear here, I'm just saying like when you start working on in a cloud here, you have a different type of the management tools are available. With the help of that, you can able to connect it here. So it can be the portal, or it's been like You can use a shell, or it depends upon your comfort or a flexibility. You can be able to use it here. So what I'm trying to say here, you may be sitting in your home, and with the help of any of these management tools, you will use internet or VPN based connectivity to connect the cloud computing. Make sense now? So you can use any of this management tool. With the help of that, using an internet or a VPN, you can able to connect to the cloud here. Is that point is pretty clear to everyone, team? If yes, can you comment it on the chat? I'm just saying, like, how do we connect to the cloud here? Because the cloud solution has been hosted by the Microsoft here, and you may be sitting in a Thailand or a Sri Lanka or a Nepal or a home. How do we connect it here? So you can use any of this management tool here. Now let's discuss about what are the tools. It's been available here. I was just saying, like, there are many tools are available here. You will be using any of these tool which have commented or it's been like pasted on in that thing. You can able to see, like, you can use it here. Now let's consider the first point. It's called Azure Portal here. So Azure Portal has been like it's very graphical oriented or a graphical type tool here. In case if anyone want to use a, or if you anyone want to use Azure Portal here, you can able to go to the browser here. In the browser, you can able to type a link called portal.azure.com here. I'm just saying, like, in case if you are new to the cloud and if you are not clear about the commands or it's like modules here, then you can able to use a concept called Azure Portal here. So it's if you type the portal.azure.com here, it will ask you for a username or a password here. So this basically a web-based interface. You see, once the username or a password is been given, your connection it's going to be more web-based tools. You see, whatever tools or options you are seeing here, you can able to manage or you can able to configure or you can able to monitor or you can able to implement everything. It's in a graphical oriented method. You see, if you want to implement anything, I can just see this next button, or I can able to enable it. Yes, see. So basically, it's giving you a flexibility to manage all your resource in a graphical, user-friendly mode here. And with the help of that, you have a solution has been available, and with the help of that, you can able to see like um, so possible like a team. Let me give a clear instruction here. The sessions are recorded, and the recorded will be provided to everyone in an email. The link will be provided. Certificate whoever is be registered, they will be getting here. So ask the question relate to the session here, because we have a large members have been joined the problem here. So whatever chats messages are coming, so we're just checking every time we are checking is been relevant to the question here. So it's been distracting from the training delivery here. So please ask the question related to the sessions currently we are asking. And end of the session, we'll be keeping a 10 minutes time for answering all your general queries here. So it's a request from our side. Thank you. Now, let's go back to the discussion here. Right now, we are discussing about how do we practically it's been implementing the uh, connectivity mechanism here. You have a different management tools are available, which will help you to connect it here. So right now, I was saying, if you are using a Azure portal, the common link you are using like a portal.azure.com. With the help of that, you can able to connect it here. So possible like in case if you want to type this command, or in case if you want to type this URL, we always prefer to use it in a private browser mode here. Right now you can able to see I have used my window in a private browser mode, right? You may be seeing on in a Google Chrome. This is known as incognito mode here, right? So in case if you are using a cloud portal here, better to use your window on in a private browser mode here. What is the advantage you are getting here? So you may be able to say like you are getting a more safety connectivity here, because if you are using your window on in a private browser mode, if you take a Google, that's basically known as an incognito mode, right? If you open the a browser window, right side top you can see there is a three dot, and there you can see there is an option called incognito window here. And if you take a Mozilla Firefox, you may be seeing like this has been mentioned as a private browsing mode. And if you take a Microsoft Edge, you may be seeing like it's in private browsing mode. Or if you take a Safari, this may be learned as a private browsing mode. So, and or Opera, it's maybe knowing as a private browsing mode here. Or it's a Brave browser if you are using. There also it's been knowing as a uh, private browser mode. It's been you are getting here. So basically, like if you are using a private browser mode here, it's providing you a privacy, because it's not saving any information about your browsing history or a cookies or a search history, or it's not tracking anything on in your habits or your actions you have been performed on the browser. It's providing you the better experience also here. So my point here, if you are using Azure portal, always we prefer to use your connection in a private browser mode here. So, so always it's been using like it's better to use a private browser mode for connecting on into a Azure portal here. I just given some lecture note related to the private browser also. Possible like this maybe give you a different method also. So this maybe give you advantage of using a private browser mode. It's basically giving you more secure way of connection here. You can able to use it here. So these are the benefit you are getting here, and these are the limitations also of private browser mode. Great. So what we are trying to discuss about a different type of the management tools here. So I was just saying like in case if you want to use a management tool, Azure portal is the one tool generally we are using here. If you are using a Azure portal, it's giving you more graphical user interface or a web-based connectivity here. I just pasted the lecture note for Azure portal also. You can just see on the chat here. I just given the link and lecture note also for the Azure portal here. So this is a method you can able to use it here. So if you are new to the cloud and if you are starting the learning on in a cloud, rather than using a PowerShell or a CLA or a command-based method, prefer to use a Azure portal. That will be easy for you. Any question, team? Is that clear? So that's about the Azure portal here. Now, there are some situation you want to automate your activity here. Is it same as a indra.microsoft.com? Uh, I know this may be the fourth time you're typing here. Just for your information, Indra is a service inside your cloud. You see, this Azure is the platform, and Indra ID is the service available inside that one here. If you take a just there are 200 plus services Microsoft has been available on in a cloud. You see, just you can see here when you connected on in the cloud here, you can see there are 200 plus products or a service Microsoft has been supporting here. Yendra is the one service inside that one. And if you take Microsoft here, there are 8,000 plus applications are supported here. Yendra is out of 8,000 is a one service. Make sense now? Yendra is a service that's been running or using Azure platform to provide the identity management solution. Clear, Jasper now? So Yendra is the service is been using. Possible like a Jasper, you can able to remember in your legacy mode, you have a concept of Active Directory here, right? So this this is on-premise Active Directory, right? So that Active Directory is got replaced by a cloud-based solution called Entra ID here. Now, for managing a Entra ID, you can able to use a portal called that's called Entra Admin Center. So whatever link you are given, this is a specific link. This is a specific link only for managing. I just written on the chat for the Entra ID here. It's only one solution, right? It's actually a piece of your Azure portal only here, but that portal will show only Entra related components here. Jesper, I hope it's been clear here now. Is that point is been clear? Okay, it's a rebranding. Yes, exactly, Daniel here. Azure Active Directory was the old name of your Azure Active Directory. Now, almost 6 months back, Microsoft is being rebranded by adding a lot of new feature. It's called Entra ID here. It's a new feature or a new rebranded service of here. So that's Entra ID and Azure Active Directory are same here. But Daniel, you can remember your on-premises AD and Entra ID are not same. The way on-premises AD has been working, it's totally different from the Entra ID here. So you cannot remember your domain controller and Active Directory are not same here. Both are different here. Entra ID and Azure Active Directory are same. Make sense now? Great. Now, I was just discussing about another concept here. It's called Azure PowerShell here. Right now, you may be seeing like uh, a solution you may be seeing, right? So you may be able to see like you have Azure portals are available, which provide a web-based model here, right? Now there are some situation you are thinking like, no, I want to automate my manual task here. I want to do daily lot of tasks here, and I want to enable lot of automation or a scripting here. So that kind of a situation, you can use a component called Windows PowerShell. If you take your laptop, you have a by default there is a service or a software is been available called Microsoft service has been available called Windows PowerShell here. So in case if you want to manage your server, or in case if you want to manage your cloud in more automated or a scripted way, you can be able to use a solution called Windows PowerShell here. So in case if you want to create some script, or in case if you want to automate some kind of actions here, then you can able to use a command line based management tool. It's called Azure PowerShell here. Now, one important point you need to remember here, by default, you may be noticed this Windows PowerShell product is been available on in your laptop, right? But unfortunately, this PowerShell is not contain all your commands or a module which needed for managing a cloud here. You're getting a point here? By default, your Windows PowerShell, it's not contain all the commands which you can able to use for managing a cloud here. So technically, you need to install that package here. You're getting the point here? So the point I'm saying here, if you take your laptop, this Windows PowerShell has been available, but by default, it's not contain the commands which you can need it for managing a cloud. So technically what you need to do, you need to install that modules here from the PowerShell gallery. So there is a PowerShell gallery. From there, you need to install the package. How normally you will do? You need to install this Azure module here. You can able to use like, you can use the command here. I'm just typing on the chat. You can able to use here. The command normally you are using to open here. You can use this as the set of the command you can use. Right here you can see. You can install the module here right now on the chat. You can able to type here. You can able to use the command here. These are the command. I'm just typing the command first, then I'll show you. I'll come to that CLI. Then just give me a second here. Okay, I'll come to the Cloud Shell and CLI. I'll come to that point. Yes. Now, if you connect it here, if you have a PowerShell has been available here, you can just go to the portal and you can able to download here. For example, like you can import the module here. You can get module here. You can download the modules here. See, I'm just trying to connect it here. Right now, it's been trying to download it here. And once the download is been over here, you can import your Azure modules here. You can just import the module here. Like this, you need to type the commands here. Then once it's been done here, you can type a command called connect command here. See, this is the set of the command. You can use it here. Now my system is already it's been imported here. So right now you can see this like I'm just stop here because I already it's been imported here. So once it's been done, you can type the command called connect AZ account here. So this will allow you to connect, and I can enter my username or a password here, and it will provide this details here. So this will able to connect it here, and by default it's been like able to get all the portal here. So all your components or your actions you are going to manage with the help of the commands here. Make sense, team? Is that point is clear? I'm just saying like if you are using a PowerShell, you are going to manage everything in a PowerShell based or a command based mode here rather than using a web based one here. So tomorrow when you are moving as a cloud SME or a cloud architect and you have a requirement of automated or a scripted way, then you can able to use the PowerShell method here. And you have another method called Azure CLI also. So we discuss about two management tool now. One is called as a Azure portal. Then we discuss about Azure PowerShell now. Azure PowerShell I have used. Then I have used next tool you can able to use. It's Azure CLI also here. So you can able to see Azure CLI also. It's been available here. Azure CLI means that you may be remembering on in your laptop you have a command prompt here, right? You may be able to see like you have a command prompt here. So you can use the command prompt here for managing here. But you need to remember by default your command prompt it's not contain all the commands for the managing your cloud here. So technically it's been not contain all the commands here. So what you need to do, you need to download this command. From where you can able to download, there is a portal available. It's called as Azure CLI port here. So you can able to use it here. So you may be able to use here. So you can just go to portal here. So you can just go to the portal here, Azure CLI. You may be using it. Franklin is asking, can I use the command in Bash? Yes, you can do Franklin here with the help of a Cloud Shell. You can work in a Bash mode. I'll show you that. So right now you can see this is a link available. Using this link, you need to download this package here. So you need to download this MSA package here. You may be able to see like you can able to use it here. So I can see Joseph is asking here. Um, you may be able to see like a get command. Yes, Joseph here. First, you need to get the module here. Then you need to import it here. Then you can able to type the command here. So that is the way normally it's been working here. So bash is the command for, yes, you're right. You're right, Kelly here. Bash is the language used to normally use it on in a Linux, and PowerShell for the Windows here. You're right here. Now you can able to download here. You may be able to see here. So possible like I'll try to add one more point, Kelly here. You may be seeing like CLI and a PowerShell here, right? CLI is normally it's been used by the bash here. And if you take a PowerShell is normally using a .NET framework on in the backend here. If you're taking the language here, and CLI can be used on in a Windows or a Linux base here. PowerShell you can able to use on all the other options also here. So both platform it's been supported here. Language has been supported for the CLI. It's a bash only here. Now you can use a mobile also in case if you are want to manage, or in case if you're thinking like I want to manage my system using my mobile, then you can able to download mobile app also. So you have a solution has been available, or it's like you have an option has been available where you can able to manage using a mobile app also here. So you have a solution has been available, you can able to use it here, right? You have an option has been available, you have an option to use it on in a mobile app also. But using a mobile app, we are not recommending you to use it for your production management here, because even though mobile app it's been supported all kind of the management, basically like monitoring, or it's a governance, or even it's been supporting for managing through the real-time monitoring, or it's allowing you to see this a push management here. Then you can able to see like you have an option has been available in the mobile app, but in a real-time scenario we are not preferring you to use the mobile app here. So because that can be only used for some kind of a monitoring purpose here. Like in case if you're traveling and you want to see, is there any kind of a real-time monitoring if you want to enable from your side, or in case if you want to see for, you want to keep a track of your resources here, that's the kind of the situation you can able to use your mobile app here. But in case if you are doing any kind of a critical changes, or in case if you are trying to do any kind of a critical configuration, we are not preferred to use it a mobile app here. So better to use it PowerShell, or it's like better to use the other mode here. So with the help of that, you can able to manage it here. So that may be the option. You can use it on in a real-time scenario. So that is the option you can use it here. So that is the way normally the management tools are working here. Any questions from anyone so far? So in case if you want to see the comparison of the tool, you can refer this. So you can keep this comparison chart also with you. This will help you. Any other questions from anyone? Great. So that's about now it's asking like a sir has been asking like is it possible, what is the difference between a cloud shell and a CLI here, right? uh, Cloud shell it's basically like a online tool here. For example, like if you see here, cloud shell it's basically a online tool here. If you see here right now, you may be able to see once you connected onto the portal here, submit, you may be able to see there is an option here, right? See, you can use this option here. The cloud shell will allow you to manage or your handle your solution on in a bash mode or a PowerShell mode here. See, Cloud Shell, it's normally it's a browser based mode here, or you can use this option also here. Samir, you can see here. This is the link you can use here. One option like a Cloud Shell, it's more a web based online tool here. See, or you can connect onto the portal on the right side top. You can use this option. This will give you two options, like whether you want to manage your uh, cloud management in a bash mode or in a PowerShell. You can use it here. See, you can able to use here shell. Right now it's been connecting here. Okay, let's wait here. This is the one method, or you can able to connect to the portal also here directly. See, I can just connect the shell directly here. See, So this is shell mode here. See, now if you connect the shell mode here, see, each and every action you are going to manage in a command based mode here. See, this will give you a basically like a bash mode or a Linux based, or it's like PowerShell based. Both the mode you can able to work it here. See, right now you can see you not see any kind of graphical user interface here. See, right now this is just trying to connect it here. It's trying to enable a terminal connections here. So we need to wait for a minute. You can see here, it's been just connected here, right? Right now you can see this is just creating a terminal. You see, right now this has been working on in a bash mode. You see, team, you may be able to see. So in case if you are Julie, if you are from a Linux background, you can use the bash command here, right? You may be able to see like you can able to see like you have a option here, right? You can see that the Unix mode you can use, or in case if you're from a Windows background, you can switch to uh, Windows mode also. Like it's a PowerShell mode also you can use it here. So you can use any of this mode here. You have option has been available here. You may be able to see like you have an option has been available here. So you can use a solution here. Is that point is been clear? So you can able to use any of this method here. So possible like yes, exactly, Julie. Like whoever has been from a Unix or a Linux background, they can work with in a bash mode here. So ARM normally we are using like then like in case if you are part of a automation team and you want to do a bulk deployment, for example, like you want to do 100 servers to be deployed, then you can able to use a ARM template. Basically, it's been working on in a YAML based or a JSON format. Possible like you may be remembering then like we used to work with a .cfg file, right? Similar with the configuration file, you can use it here. So it's been like a bulk deployment, you can able to use it here. Now, are you connecting onto the same server, or is there any limit for the connecting to your server? No. Um, Sir, it's basically like for connecting to your portal, you don't have any kind of a limit here. The limit you are going to face it onto the server which you are hosted in, say this one. You may be able to see like you have a Azure portal is been available, and if you have configured any Windows or a Linux server, then that server will have a cal or a terminal server license is be needed. Is that point clear? Now I'm just saying like you will not have any kind of a limit available on in your portal, but you will have a terminal server or a RDP limit you have for a Windows server here. Make sense? Now I can see there is another question also from John Zium. What subscription you need to purchase before you are able to use a cloud shell? John, we are going to discuss about next concept called account and a subscription here. So that time I'll be covering about that here. So we'll be discussing about a next module. It's called account and a subscription here. That's about the connectivity part here. So next topic we are going to discuss, it's about The core components, it's about uh, subscription, account, and we are going to discuss about other management tool also. So before that, let me go for a questions here. Team, no need to worry about your certificate. You'll get it here. So let's focus on the session, please. Now, this is one question for you. Great. So this is another question. So this is another question for you. Can you try to answer it on the chat here, please? So answer for this question, it's Azure portal here. Great. So I'll give you one more question for you. This is another question. This is another question for you. No, answer is please read the question, team, please. I think a few people are answering for the first one here. For Azure PowerShell, where exactly it's been used? That's a question. So answer for that question, it's going to be answer B. It's more scriptable management tool we are using here. So answer for that question, it's it's a scriptable language in a Windows environment here. So that is the answer for that question. Answer B for that. Let me give you one more question here. Let me give you one more question here, okay? So there's a next question for you. So answer is been Azure Cloud Shell here for this. So answer for this is like answer C, Cloud Shell here. Now let me give you one more. The last question. Just give me last question for you. Okay. Yes, this is the questions almost you can expect for the AZ900 exam. That's the reason I have been pasted on the chat. Suppose like that will give you a confidence to everyone for uh, clearing the AZ900 exam. That's the reason I just pasted these questions here. So this couple of the questions have been taken for the AZ900 recent exams here. So this will give you some confidence here. Yes, so that's about the Azure Management Tool part here. So next topic we are going to discuss, it's about the Azure core component like a subscription. Then we are going to discuss about cost management tool. Then we'll discuss about how support Microsoft is being provided here. We'll take a 5 minutes quick refreshment break and we'll be back. Thank you. Hey team, I hope you're back. Now we discussed about Azure management tool. Next topic we are going to discuss about a concept called resource. We are going to discuss about a concept called subscription also here. Now when you start connected onto the portal here, you may be notice here you have a different management tools are available here, right? You may be seeing like you can use the Azure portal. You can see like you have a Azure PowerShell, you have a CLI, you maybe see like you have a shell is been available, you have a CLI it's been available here, then you have a mobile app. So many management tools are available here. Now the first point you need to remember, if anyone want to connect or if anyone want to use your cloud infrastructure, it's mandatory that you need a account. For example, like if you are trying to use your portal.azure.com, portal.azure.com, you may be seeing here there is a link or like there is a username or a password it's been asking. It's similar like your Netflix or similar like your Hotstar or similar like other platform here. At any point of time, if anyone want to use a cloud service provider, you need to have a account to be available here. Now, who will provide this account here? You may be able to see like there are different type of account you can able to see it on in a Azure side here. You can see Microsoft is been supported. There are different type of accounts here. First account it's known as a Azure free accounts. Second one it's known as a Azure enterprise account. Enterprise account. Another one it's basically known as a Azure students account. Another one it's known as a Azure pay as you go model. Another one it's known as Azure government account. Azure government account. If you take it here, you have a Azure government account you have, and you have a another one it's known as a Azure sponsorship account. You can see Azure sandbox, and you can see Azure LOD accounts here. So when you start working on in a cloud here, Microsoft has been allowing you to use a different kind of the accounts here, which can be used for managing or which can be used for connecting also here. Make sense, Steve? Now, for example, like if you consider the free account, you may be remembering like when you are going for purchasing a car, you may be seeing like you may be going for a test drive here, right? You may be seeing like when you go for purchasing a bike or a car, normally we'll go for a test drive, right? Similar way here also, if anyone want to move or in case if anyone want to try Azure portal here, they can able to create a free account. So Microsoft is saying, hey John, hey Vincent, please come and open a account on in my platform. I'll give you a validity of a 30 days here. So you can come and explore all my services here. So you can able to validate whether this my products or my service are meeting your expectation or meeting your business expectation. If it's meeting, you can able to upgrade or you can move from your on-premises to cloud here. So it's giving 30 days of validity here. Now you may be thinking, how do I create it here? In case if anyone want to create a free account, you can go directly to a Google and just type Azure free account here. This will be helping a page here. There's a page here. Here you can able to select a free account options. You see, there's a place where you can able to provide few details here. In case if anyone want to create a free account, mandatory that you have to provide your name, you have to provide your email ID, you have to provide your phone number, and there is another important part. You have to provide your credit card details here. And Microsoft is not charging anything from your credit card here. Credit card are used only for the validation purpose. Just for validating your identity, Microsoft is been using your credit card here. So in case if you are not upgrading your account, I was just saying like this is available only for a 30 days, right? After 30 days, if you want to use it here, you can convert your account as a pay as you go model, and that time you can able to link your credit card here. So whatever payment is being needed, that's going to take it from your credit card here. Now, the moment when you create a free account, there will be a free subscription will be created along with that here, and that subscription will be loaded with a $200 here. How much? It's been like a $200. It's been available here, right? So you may be able to see like it's a $200 will be available with that account here. So that means you may be already learned. In case if you are using a cloud, it's been working in a OpEx model here, right? That means if you are running any resource here, you need to pay the amount, right? So you don't need to pay amount on in a free account. What Microsoft will do, it will be debited from the $200 here. So the moment when you create a free account, $200 you are getting, and whatever exercise or whatever labs or whatever services you are consuming, the payment will be debited from this $200 here. Make sense, Steve? Any questions? So I was just saying like any configurations you are doing, it's a consumption based model here. You don't need to pay anything from your pocket. It's been taken from your portal here. Now, what will happen after 30 days? After 30 days, I'm just giving a couple of scenarios here. After 30 days, if you are not converted your, or the right word is like if you are not upgraded your account, your subscription will move on into a disabled mode here. See here, I have my account here. See, I'm just taking onto the portal here. You may be able to see here. You may be able to see on the portal here. See, Tim, possible like a Jomos, you can able to see here, right? See, what is the option you are seeing like a disable here? That means I have created a free account here. After 30 days, I'm not upgraded this as a pay as you go model. That means free account, it's only available for a 30 days here. After 30 days, what we need to do? We need to convert your account as a pay as you go model. See, if you see here, you will get an option here for upgrade here. For example, like I'll just take it here. If you just go back here, see, you will get an option called upgrade here. This actually has been loading. After that, you will get an option here called upgrade here. Now, this has been very old one. Maybe that the reason it's not allowing me to upgrade. Generally, you will get the options here. Near to the rename, you will get an option here for upgrade here. So that will allow me to convert here. So after 30 days, if you are not upgrading, your account will be moved on in a disabled mode. So technically, whatever services are hosted inside that, that will be disabled also. Make sense? Team, it's been that option has been clear. That concept has been clear. Now I'm just saying like 30 days only it's been used here. Now you may be having another question. Now I'm doing a continuous lab here, and within a 5 days, my $200 has been over. What will happen? Is it Microsoft will give another 400 or 500 details here? Microsoft won't give anything extra here. Once the $200 it's been over, your account will be moved on in a disabled state here. So you have a option of only $200 here. If the $200 it's been over, it will be disabled. That means your amount it's been reached on in a zero. Your account will be moved on in a disabled mode here. Makes sense here? That means even though if you have a validity of a 30 days, you can able to use only 30 days here. Is that point is clear? So in case if you are using for any kind of a testing kind of a situation, you can able to use a Azure free account here, and Azure free account, it's getting a $200. With the help of that, you can able to use it here. Any questions from anyone? I just pasted a couple of important options for you here. All the points are just given. I just pasted some lecture note related to the free account. So at any point of time, if you are using a free account, in case if you are in a testing or a lab, you can able to use. One point I would like to add it here, using one credit card, you can able to use only one account only. So maximum, you cannot create multiple account using a single credit card. Maximum, it's been allowed only one time only here. So you cannot create multiple Azure free account using a one account. That's been not supported here. That is been not possible at all here. Is that clear? I'll just give you a summary also. This may be the if the 200 credit has been it's been over, it will be disabled. Yes, exactly. That you may be seen here. I have an account. It's been available here. My $200 available on in my subscription is got over here. See, so because of that, what happened? All my services and even my subscription also it's been moved on in a disabled state here. I hope you can able to see on the screen here, right? So you may be able to see like you have option has been available. It's been moved on in a disabled state here. You can see like this option you can use, and with the help of that you can able to use it here. So you have an option is been available, and with the help of that can do. If my server has a file and basically like so it will keep for sometimes only here. So it's not for the lifelong. So you may be able to see like if you configure any uh, server inside Azure free account here, the server will be disabled, so you'll not be in a option to take your solution here, because the server which has been allotted or available here, that will be moved on in a deallocated state here. So will you suggest to upgrade to a developer plan? Yes, you have to move to a developer plan if you are on in a, if you are not hosting any kind of a critical application here. Sir, it won't bill you because your account will be in a disabled mode here, sir. Answering your question, since your subscription is got on in a disabled mode, your server also will move on in a disabled mode here, and this also will be moved on into the not billing mode here. Um, June, whatever question you are asking here, that's about the support plan here. Because when you take a subscription here, how the Microsoft will respond to your cases or your escalation, it depends upon a different support plans here. Possible, I'll after the subscription, I'll cover about that here. Basically, Microsoft has been supported. There are 5 type of the support plan here. One is the premium subscription, which you have been mentioned. Other one is you can able to see it's like a basic or a developer or a professional direct kind of a plans here. Depends upon how fast you want to get a support from the Microsoft. That decided by this model here. So there's a way it's been decided here. Right now, it's been just loading here. You can see here. This is the option. I'll come back to the previous discussion here. Okay, so you may be able to see like Azure is not included any business premium subscription. June, that's been available in case if you are using on in a enterprise account here. Whatever subscription right now you are seeing on in my screen, that's a free account or it's like a Microsoft certified trainer account. That the reason it's not seeing a premium plan here. Mark, if you are part of a um, option like if you are part of an enterprise or a business or in a corporate part, then you may be able to use it here. So you may be able to see like you have a you may be able to see like you have a option is been like a premium will be getting here. Is this automatic detected in a credit card account? Mark, you need to authorize that one here. If you go to the subscription here, right now, if you just go to the subscription here, you may be able to see there is an option for setting your payment method here. See, in case if your payment method, you have authorized it's a credit card for your payment method, then it will take it here. See, in case if you are given it's a default payment method, so it's automatic, it will take it here. Is that clear? Great, thank you. Now, I was just discussing about a free account part here, right? But when you go back on into your organization or it's like your companies or in your corporate world, normally that organization will have a collaboration with Microsoft here. So you may be seeing like you are using a single sign-on, right? You may be seeing like when you are connected on into your office laptop using the same ID, you are able to connect on into the team. You are able to connect on in your SharePoint or Outlook or all the office collaboration tool, right? Similar way, you can able to see the same office ID can be used for connecting on into your cloud also. That means your office global admin team got a collaboration with your Microsoft here, right? Have you seen that one? You may be seeing like in your office account, by default it's got a permission, or it's like by default they got a collaboration with Microsoft, and that's going to get a lot of benefit also here. So you may be seeing like your CTO or a leadership maybe got a collaboration here. So that basically it's been designed for a large organization where you are doing a centralized billing here. So that kind of a situation, you are going to get a volume license discount. You are going to get a immediate support from the Microsoft here. You are going to get a premium support here. So in an office kind of a scenario, you will be dealing with a account called enterprise account here. So it's basically you global admin team will be created a account for you, and you are not going to create your free account on in a real-time scenario. Real-time scenario, you are going to get a enterprise account. That means your single sign-on ID will be used for connecting here. So that will give you in the chat I have mentioned, it's going to get a volume discount. It's going to get a centralized billing, and you are going to get a premium support also from the Microsoft here. So when you go back on in your office, you are going to use a enterprise account here. So definitely you may be having a doubt here. If I'm using a centralized account or a enterprise account, can I go and able to configure all the services on the cloud here? Right? I'm just saying like I hope you're getting the point here. I'm just saying like when you start working on in a real-time scenario, if you got a single sign-on account, you are not going to be able to use each and every services here. For example, like I'll show you here. Assume this is your office account here. I have a new employee has been joining here. See, I'm just giving a scenario here. I have a employee, uh, John. It's been joining on my team. So what my admin team will do? Admin team will create a user account for John here. John, it's been joined here, and John account it's been created by the admin team. I'll just use my own review and created here. Now you can see your admin team has been created a account for John here. Now you can see that John account it's been received, and John has been trying to connect with the help of this account here. Now John has been logged in. Now you can see like John has been trying to log in here. Now, John, you can see like the John got a Office account here. John has been trying to connect with the help of that account. Now, if the first time if John has been connecting, it will ask John for to change the password, so he can set his own personal password. Password is not matching, so I may have to re-enter. Yes, it's been like your MSP, correct? You're right. It's been like your MSP here. So now see, John, it's been trying to connect it here. Now it's asking for a lot of sign-in methods here. It's asking for a lot of authenticator app, everything. Right now, I don't want to. I'll use. It's asking for a authenticator app, everything. So technically, what I'm trying to say here, because I don't want to download a authenticator app now here. Now you may be able to see like the moment when John it's been connected here, until unless your admin team, it's not defined a authorization. Your admin team will define what John can able to use inside that with the help of a concept called role-based access control. Team, I hope you're getting the point. What I'm trying to say here, you may be able to see like when you anyone it's getting a office access here, that doesn't mean anyone can go and configure anything on in the cloud. That is been not possible here. So you may be able to see like you have a option is been available. The admin team will define, and you need to get a access here. So that means if you are getting Office account, that doesn't mean you can able to go and configure everything on in the portal. That's been not possible here. This needs to enable with the help of a Active Directory feature called RBAC. That's called it's called role-based access control. Make sense, team? Any questions, team? I'm just trying to say, in case if you want to configure here, that can be possible only through the RBAC concept here. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect it here. So it's not supported at all. Great. So the point here, it's been like whenever you're going to configure anything here, the communication are happening with the help of a concept called RBAC, and in a office or in a real-time solution, your communication are going to work based on the RBAC concept here. So that is the way normally we are using that, allowing you to configure it here. I believe this concept has been clear to everyone here. So with the help of RBAC only, the communications are allowed. With the help of that only, the communication or the permissions are configured on in a real-time scenario. Any questions? I'll give you some lecture note for that. I'll just give some lecture note for enterprise account. What exactly this enterprise account here? I just pasting on the chat. So these are the benefit you are going to get it here. So these are the quick summary of enterprise account. You can just copy this lecture note on in your OneNote or it's your WordPad. When you are preparing for the AZ 900 exam, this information will be helpful for you. Now, for your information, there are few other accounts also available here, which generally we are not using on in a production kind of a scenario. It's known as a Azure Students account here. In case if you are from a college, or in case if you are from a uh, part of some university and you want to do some projects, or in case if you want to do some kind of uh, testing on in Azure side, Microsoft has been giving you a students account here. So this basically Microsoft is saying like, in case if they want to, any students want to experiment anything, then for the academic purpose, you can able to use a students account here. So this is the link you can able to use here. I'm just pasting on the chat here. So this is the link you can visit. In case if you need any students account here, they have to provide the office, the schools or the college email address, or sometimes they may be able to use the uh, principal letters, everything here. So this will give you $100 uh, benefit here. So you don't need any kind of a credit card here. It's giving $100 benefit for you. With the help of that, students can able to configure here. So in case if you want to do any kind of experiment, then you can able to use it here. So this giving you $100 benefits here. I just given the eligibility part here. So you don't need to have any kind of configuration here. This got a 30 days validity only. So you can use 30 days here. 30 days only you can able to use it here. And in case if you want to use this one, let me give you the step-by-step procedure on the chat. You can follow this procedure here. This will allow you to complete, or will allow you to access the Microsoft resources here. This will allow only for the 30 days here. $100 will be available. With the help of that, you can able to explore, or in case if you want to practice something here, then you can able to use it here. So you don't need to have any kind of a credit card is being needed here. It's for the college students. You can able to use this one here. So in anyone, I have seen like some students are joined this session. That the reason I thought like I'll cover that point here. So in case we are from a college, you can use this one. Students checkout. How many sessions or at times? Uh, Josh, you can use a 30 days here. 30 days it's been available here. Until this $100 is been over, you can able to use it here. After that, your account will be disabled also. Make sense now? There is not a session. There is no session limit here. Session limit is only coming on in a uh, Microsoft official labs. There you have a maximum 10 launches is been supported. For a free account, there is no such limit. You have an expiry date of a 30 days. 30 days you can use it here. So 30 days you can create until unless this $100 is been over, you can able to use here. So this is 30 days. It's been for a 30 days only. You can able to use it here. 30 days you can able to use here. Tip, are we good? Now, next topic, it's not as a Microsoft Azure resource here. Now, the moment when you start connected onto the portal here, on the left side, the first time when you connected onto the portal, whatever screen you are seeing here, that basically not as Azure layout. Whatever screen you are seeing on in a portal, that basically known as a Azure portal layout. And on the left side, whatever blue screen you, sorry, black screen you are seeing here, this basically known as resource panel. What is the panel you are seeing? It's known as a resource panel here. Whatever screen you are seeing, or the panel you are seeing on the left side, this basically known as a resource panel. In case if you are connected first time onto the Azure portal, you may be not seeing this panel here. So what you need to do, you need to go to the right side top. You can able to see there is an option called settings options here. You can able to click on the settings option. The moment when you click on the settings option, it's giving you a portal settings options here. And here you can able to give your links here. You can able to see there are menu option. By default, if you select any or the first time when you are connected onto the portal, your screen will be like this. That means left side you want not seeing any kind of a resource panel here. Resource panel is something like a kind of a shortcut, whatever services you are using in a daily basis that you can add inside that panel here. By default, it's maybe not supported. In case if you want to get that option here, you can go to the settings button. In the appearance tab, you need to set the option called doctor mode here. The moment when you set it's a doctor mode, you will be able to see your service or the option of the resource panel are enabled on in the left side here. Is that point is clear, team? So doctor mode, you need to use it here. So you need to use the doctor mode. Doctor mode only you can able to see the left side resource panel option here. And when you connect it onto the portal here, you may be able to see on in the left side. The moment when you connected here, you can able to see here, there is an option called services here. At the moment when you connect it onto the services here, you may be able to see Microsoft has been very beautifully organized all the products here. You may be able to see Microsoft has been organized their products here. You may be able to see like Microsoft has been organized in such a way that organize compute component. If you select on the compute component, you may be able to see all compute related components on the right side here. You can able to go and configure here. It can be virtual machine or it can be the other components here, right? You may be able to see like all the component it's been available on in the portal here. See, very beautifully they have it organized here. This may be categories here, right? You may be able to see like this may be categories like networking, or this may be categories like a DevOps or a database or a migration component. So it depends upon the solutions here. You may be able to see like they have been configured in a different category here. So you may be able to see like this can be in a compute or a host here. So whatever component which you can able to configure on in a cloud, that basically not as it's basically not as a resource here. So what exactly it's been knowing? Whatever component which you can able to install on in a cloud, it's basically not as Azure resource here. So resource can be IP address. You may be able to see like it can be your VM or it can be your SQL service. So any resource or any item which you can able to configure on in a cloud, that basically it's been considered as a Azure resource here. Now, whatever resources you are configured on in a cloud here, there is a cost is been associated here. So each and every services which you are enabling on in a cloud, each and every services you will have a different cost is been associated here. Because if you take a VM calculation or a consumptions are calculated, it depends upon how many minutes you are using. If you are using a storage, the cost has been calculated based on what is the capacity you have been used here. If you are taking a network component, network costs are associated. It depends upon the data transfer inbound or outbound it's been coming here. So what I'm trying to say here, in case if you want to use any of the resources here, any manageable component available on in a cloud, that's basically not as a resource here. So there is a cost has been associated here. Is that point has been clear, Tim? So your resource can be VM, or resource can be you may be able to see like resource can be like uh, networking or IP address. It's like here. So it can be any components here. So any solution which you can able to configure on in a cloud, that basically it's been considered as a resource here. Now that's about the Azure resource part here. So any component which you are configuring on in a cloud, that basically it's been considered as a resource here. I hope that part has been clear to everyone here. Any questions, team? believe that point has been clear to everyone here. So that's about the resources here. Now, another important point, if you are using any resources here, any resources if you are using on in a cloud, by default, there is a subscription is being needed here. How Microsoft will be calculated the cost here? Microsoft will be calculated the cost with the help of a concept called subscription here. So whatever solutions you are using here, you need a billing unit here. So whenever you are configuring here, your account are mapped with a billing unit called subscription here. So you may be able to see like there is a subscription is been available here, and one account can have n number of subscriptions here. So you may be able to see like you can able to configure the subscriptions here. So you may be able to see like any services you are using here, your billable unit, it's been like it's been connected with a subscription here. So there is a subscription is been needed for creating any resources here. So if someone has been asking you what is the Azure subscription here, Azure subscription is nothing. It's going to be the billing unit here. For example, like if you see here, I'm trying to create a Azure VM here. For example, like if you just go back here, portal here, the moment if I'm trying to create a Azure VM, you may be able to see like the mandatory component or the solution it's asking, please provide the subscription details here. And you may be able to see on the drop down box, you are getting multiple subscription details here. You may be able to see like you have a multiple subscription details. You can able to see it on in the portal here, right? You may be able to see like you have a solution has been available on in the portal here. So when you go back on in the real-time scenario here, you your organization may be having hundreds of subscription may be available here. It depends upon the permissions, depends upon your role, or depends upon the authorization. You will be able to access the subscriptions here. For example, like if you got a solution on in a, you may be able to see like here, you may be able to see you may be able to see like you may be able to see like hundreds of a subscription may be available in your organization, but in a real-time scenario, the subscription based access only you can able to access here. You may be able to see like you may be able to see like you have a 1 second please. You may be able to see like you have a uh, subscription may be available here. Now when you go back on in a real-time scenario here, one account can have n number of a subscriptions here, because when you go back on in a project, your organization may be having a different type of the environment may be available, like production, like production, or a non-prod, or it's like you have a staging, or it's like you may be able to see like you have a tax-based application or a client-based application, right? You may be having a different type of the situation may be available on in a real-time scenario, right? You may be able to see like a different scenario may be available. So depends upon your office situation, your organization may add a different type of the subscription here. Is that point is clear? Is that point is been clear? You may be able to see like in a real-time scenario, your organization will have a different type of the subscription they will be added. It depends upon how they want to isolate here. So when you take in a real-time scenario, organization will use a subscription basically like you can see here like in case if you want to do a cost management isolation. For example, like tomorrow someone want to use it's like some kind of a report they want to pull it here. Now suddenly your boss is saying like, hey Ravi, just give me the information about production, what is the cost currently we are using here. So you can just go to the cost management and the billing here. And using a cost management, you may be able to pull the report here, right? You may be able to see like, see, I can just go to the cost management analyze here, or from here, I can able to see, get the better details here. See, I can see here, what is the cost my network has been taking here. Yes, then you can able to categorize or you can able to organize into a department, or it can be configured like a project, or it can be configured like a production or a non-pro. It depends upon your situation here. So you can see once the multiple subscriptions are available, it's been easy for you to pull the reports here. See, you can see what is the each department or each subscription has been consuming here. That report you can able to pull from here. See, it's been available here. With the help of that, you can able to pull the report here. See, with the help of that, you can able to pull the reports here. So when you go back on in a real-time scenario here, your subscriptions are used, or the subscription are used for getting or using for isolating your infrastructure, or this can be used for assigning a policy also. For example, like some situation, you want to enforce some kind of a policies here. For example, like in a production, I want to enforce some kind of a policy. Then you can able to define the policy with the help of a scope here. See, you can able to assign the policy here, and the scope can be your subscription. See, your subscription can be here. So you can tell, in case if you have a multiple subscription, I can tell this complaints or a governance policy only for a particular location. Make sense? I'm just saying like at any point of time, if you want to configure some kind of a policy here, you can able to define by a policy here, right? You can just go and say like this is the policy I need for my organization, and this is only for a particular department. You can able to define it here. So you have option has been available. With the help of that, you can able to define here. So you can able to use the policies here. Can we create a pro or a dev subscription, right? Yes. Gerald, you can able to see here, when you connect onto the portal here, you may be able to see there is a subscription option here, right? Now here you can able to create multiple subscription here. One subscription you can keep dedicated for your production infrastructure, and another subscription you can keep it for your dev here. So tomorrow when you are trying to create any kind of a resources here, for example, like the moment when you, Gerald, when you're trying to create a VM here, while creating a resources here, want the subscription option in the drop down box, you will get an option like where you want to map it here. Do you want to map under the prod, or do you want to map under the uh, dev here? You will get a options here. So the building will be mapped against to that here. Use yes, then you can able to do a comparison, or you can able to do a cross connection also possible here. So possible like we can say here, the subscription you are using for a better isolation of your resources here. That can be for the cost management, or this can be used for a better organization management. You can able to use different subscriptions here. So you can able to use for a access control or a policy management. All that you can able to use a different subscriptions here. So that's about the subscription part here. Now we are almost on the time today here. We have a couple of other webinar also. It's been planned for this week and the next week here. So like I think we may have to do a hard stop here. Let me share my LinkedIn link also, in case if anyone want to follow me, or it's like any kind of updates. Request you to follow this link here. This is my personal link here. Request you to connect through this link also here. I used to update a lot of latest Azure updates or outages here. You can use or you can follow, or you can send me a request also here. You can send me a link, LinkedIn request here. Now, Surag, over to you here. We almost on the time here. So the next topic, it's need another a long discussion here. So possible like we'll do a hard stop here. And team, We have another session is been planned this week. It's on in a cloud networking. We have a session is been planned on in a Entra ID. We have a security session also it's been planned. I request you to join whatever link so that has been posted on the chat here. We have a WhatsApp links are available. So that link will give you all the notifications here. So over to you.
Thank you for the session. And I hope you guys were able to follow through all of the session that the resources that are shared. And I hope something that is taken away. And make sure you go back and have a note or something or refer again so that you don't lose what you have so far learned. And I've also shared the certificate link, our community links, and also the upcoming session, which is on security and Enter ID also share in the chat box. You can check it out, and they are all free. Do not have any payment. Just want to repeat, some people did ask if there is payment after seeing the post about it. So I just want to make it clear. So also make sure you fill out the form properly. The form which whenever you fill, make sure you fill out your name correctly and also your email properly because if you don't fill it properly, you will not receive the certificate. If you, in case you did not receive it after today, make sure you join the community so that you can reach out to me and get your certificate. Okay. That is all from my side, and thank you everyone for joining, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Surek, for coordinating this day's discussion. Thank you. And happy weekend to everyone. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.